In this video, I tried to mine Bitcoin on my Mac. Stay tuned to see the results. Yo, what's going on, Tropic here, back with a banger. In today's video, I mined Bitcoin on my Mac, and there are a couple ways I found out that you can do this. I did this on my Macbook Air M1 late 2020, and the easiest way to do it is through honeyminer. Now, there is another way to do it that looked a little more complicated that I was not about to do, so I just went ahead and did honeyminer. The other way involved BTC pool and then downloading stuff and then creating an account, and I don't know, it looked too complicated for me. I was looking for something simple. Honeyminer, I know a lot of people do that. I wanted to try it out, see how much I can make, how much I could do with a M1 MacBook Air. So I let it run for just a couple days just to kind of see, and then I stopped it because it was destroying my computer. We'll get into that in a minute. Then I stopped it for a couple reasons, but you'll see that later on in the video. And the install process is very simple. If you guys want to download honeyminer for your Mac or PC, they also have that as well. Definitely go ahead and check out the link in the description. If you use my link, you'll get 1,000 free Satoshis, which would be about 38 cents, 50 cents, depending on the price of Bitcoin. At the time I recorded this video, Bitcoin was crashing, so it was at about 45,000 when I started this recording. By the end, it was at like 35-ish, right during the big dump. So I started off with 38 cents and ended up with 38 cents, but I ended up with a lot more Satoshis, which is what you need to eventually cash out and get your money in Bitcoin. You simply download it, and then you drag and drop it into the applications for Mac and install it, and then you have to create an account. It tells you what you need to know, and then also if you can buy GPUs and stuff from them, create a honey hotel, and that will make everything go much faster. You can do more mining, you can do all sorts of stuff with that. So when I looked at it, they said they were out of stock at the time, so I don't know what they're up to now as far as the honey hotel thing. But it's very simple on and off. There's just a little buttons you can click for that, and then of course there is a little pot that kind of shows you like your XP, and then you get like little rewards once you keep leveling up. So for how many Satoshis you mine, a little bonus for moving up to the next level. Of course, I started off with 1,000 Satoshis, and then you can to his link down below in the description. And if you log in the website, you can get a little more detailed report. You can see full history and everything as well. So make sure you pay attention to that. Some more analytical reports. The website pool.btc.com. This is where create a wallet, and there's this other software that you would download, and then you could do that. There's just a couple of videos out there on YouTube that I looked up and saw, and there was just two ways basically. I mean, there's probably more to do it to mine Bitcoin on your Mac, but these are the two main ways I saw. It was, of course, honeyminer, very simple process, and then of course there's this other way as well. If you search up on YouTube how to mine Bitcoin on Mac, you can find it pretty easily. However, I just suggest using honeyminer because it's very simple, very easy, and you can get 1,000 free Satoshis to start. Of course, don't really know and understand like all the computer stuff behind all this, but you can see here, M1, 133 hertz or H/S, not really sure what that means, but then there's no hotel GPUs, anything like that. It's just a local M1 chip in the Mac. Actually, in just about 10 minutes, I made my very first Satoshi, and it didn't move up a cent. So, one Satoshi is not a cent, it's not anything. It's going to take a lot of Satoshis to go up a cent. Of course, like I said before, the price fluctuations of the market and of Bitcoin itself, of course, are going to be determining how much your Satoshis are worth, Bitcoin and in USD as far as value goes. I did let it run for a few days, and keep in mind that it's a pretty strenuous activity on the Mac, and then I'm also doing some other things at times too, like editing or Photoshop, different things like that. So things are going to be maybe a little bit slower than if you just let it run on the Mac itself 24/7 doing its thing. So there are going to be, you know, a couple implications to that. So we almost made it to level 10, we made it to level 9. So in the very first day, of course, we got 1,007. So we mined 7 Satoshis there. And the next day we got 20. And then today, so far here, we got 10. 10 on May 21st. And this was a little bit earlier in the day. But here is where the interesting thing comes in. I went to the activity monitor, took a look at the energy that this was using. In the 12-hour power was 141, blowing away everything else that I had open and used so much energy. And then thankfully, I didn't even test it running it on battery power, running the Mac on battery power. I literally I kept it plugged in, was not about to sleep on battery power because I knew it was gonna die. And the energy impact there was 16.5, and it sucks a lot of your processing power out of your Mac too. So 8 gig of RAM, I had pretty much the base Mac M1, 8 gig of RAM, 156 flash storage, and then of course the M1 chip. So comparison, if you see there, it's look great out, but Photoshop, and that's an intensive process, uses about 46. So this is almost triple. So if I let it run on battery power, it would not have been so hot. And then it was actually slowing down my computer a little bit. Like I could still do basic stuff, You know, I could still do my normal, you know, browsing the internet, watching YouTube, using notes, doing things like that, but trying to do Photoshop and or editing was not so hot. So I wouldn't recommend always doing that. Maybe if you have a 16 gigabyte, that might help. However, for me, it's not worth it. I'm not going to be doing it. I'll catch you all in the next one.